Have you ever found yourself listening to a story so eerie that it sent chills down your spine? In Brazil, our folklore and culture hold terrifying secrets and urban legends that many can't even imagine. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 Brazilian urban legends you've probably never heard of. Stories so captivating they'll keep you hooked from start to finish. But before we dive in, check if you're already subscribed to the channel, because I'll be bringing you more incredible stories and legends in upcoming videos. Are you ready for the unknown? Legend 1. The Alamoa. This legend takes place on the island of Fernando da Noronha, off the coast of Brazil. A large sailing ship had arrived there, carrying a crew ready to enjoy a weekend of rest before going back to their cargo work. They anchored near the famous Morro do Pico, a massive rocky peak on the island. Everything seemed perfect. The crew was relaxing, drinking, eating, and enjoying the night. That's when they saw her. Alone on the beach, illuminated by the moonlight, stood a woman, tall, blonde, with pale skin and blue eyes. She looked foreign, almost German, and impossibly beautiful. Her presence was hypnotic. The sailors were immediately enchanted. They all tried to talk to her, but she wasn't interested in anyone. She just wanted to dance and enjoy the party. The captain, seeing how drawn everyone was to her, decided to use his authority and charm to win her over. And strangely, it worked. She smiled at him, and they spent the rest of the night together, dancing and laughing. Eventually, the woman whispered to the captain that she wanted to be alone with him. She told him to follow her. She would take him to her house. Excited and curious, the captain agreed and followed her without asking any questions. But as they walked, he noticed something strange. She was leading him toward the top of Morro do Pico, a very high, very dangerous place. Still, he didn't stop. When they reached the peak, she began to undress. He did the same, thinking they were about to share an intimate moment. But then, in an instant, everything changed. Right before his eyes, her beautiful body transformed into a skeleton. Her eyes turned hollow. Her skin vanished. The Alamoa was no longer a woman. She was a ghost, a cursed spirit. Before the captain could scream, she pushed him off the cliff. Back down on the beach, the crew thought he had gone off to spend the night with her. But soon they saw something fall from the top of the peak. It was the captain's body. They say the Alamoa is still there, wandering the beaches of Noronha. She appears as a beautiful woman to seduce men, especially those who disrespect nature or act arrogantly. She lures them to the top of the peak, and then shows her true face. And no one who follows her ever comes back. Legend 2. The Papa Figo. This legend comes from Recife, in northeastern Brazil. One day, a child was playing alone by the river when she heard a strange sound. It sounded like a frog, so she went to take a look. Nothing dangerous, right? But when she got closer, there was no frog, just silence. Suddenly, something grabbed her, and she was never seen again. People say it was the Papa Figo, a creature with a horrifying past. Around the 1800s, there was a man from a rich and powerful family in Pernambuco. When his father died, he inherited all the wealth. But unlike his father, he was arrogant, cold, and full of pride. He thought he was better than everyone else. Then, one day, karma caught up with him. He developed a strange disease that started to deform his body. His skin turned yellow, and his features became twisted. He tried every doctor and treatment money could buy, but nothing helped. That's when one of his servants told him about a supposed cure from Europe. You need to eat the liver of children. At first, the man didn't believe it. It sounded monstrous. But as his body continued to rot, he became desperate. So he gave the order, and the servant started bringing him children. To his surprise, the disease stopped spreading. The twisted cure seemed to be working. But eventually, the servant died. and the man had no one left to collect the victims. The illness came back stronger than ever. His skin became gray, his back hunched, his eyes sunk deep into his skull. He was no longer human. With no one left to help him, he began hunting on his own. Wearing a long dark cloak and carrying a large sack, he walked the streets at night. People say he would sing a strange low song as he searched for lonely children. When he found one, he would snatch them, take them to a hidden place, and eat their liver. And if he couldn't find children, he would take adults too, because they have livers as well. To this day, people say that if you're out late at night and hear a soft, creepy song, don't look around, just run, because the Papa Figo is still out there, searching for his next victim. Legend 3. Let me tell you a story from the woods of the Northeast. There was once a young woman, beautiful, brave, and smart. She lived with her family on land owned by a powerful and ruthless man. To protect the one she loved, she agreed to marry his son, even though there was no love between them. But the son was just as unhappy. His father had warned him, "You have 1 year to marry and make money from the land, or I'll take everything." So the marriage happened. Time passed, but nothing got better. The man failed to please his father. He grew bitter, violent, and one night, in a fit of rage, he raised his hand against his wife. She stopped him with just 3 words, "I'm carrying your child." He stepped back, and months later, a little girl was born with her mother's eyes. But peace was never meant to last. When the girl turned 6, the man became paranoid. He believed his wife had betrayed him. Blinded by fury, he dragged her deep into the forest and shot her. He told their daughter that her mother had simply vanished. But the girl knew. She ran into the woods and never came back. Years passed. The forest stayed quiet. But strange things began to happen. Hunters heard whispers. Loggers saw shadows that weren't there. Men with cruel hearts got lost and never returned. And then the legend began. They say the forest protected the girl, raised her, changed her. One day, the man who killed her mother came looking for her. But the trees moved, the roots rose, and he was never seen again. Now, she lives in the forest, a spirit, a guardian, a warning. They call her Comadre Fulazinha. She is kind to those who respect the woods, to children, to animals, to those who walk softly and speak gently. But if you come with bad intentions, if you hunt for sport or take more than you need, she whistles, a sharp, haunting whistle, loud and clear. And if you hear it, it's already too late. Legend 4. The Quibungo. Imagine this. You're walking alone at night, near some bushes, and suddenly, you hear something moving in there. Right away, your heart starts racing. No one likes strange sounds coming from the dark. So, you speed up your steps, hoping to get out of there fast. But the sound gets louder, closer, and when you turn around, something jumps out of the bushes. It's a huge, hairy creature with sharp ears and big eyes staring at you, breathing heavily near your face. And before you can run, it grabs you and throws you onto its back. Then you notice something terrifying. It has a giant mouth on its back. That's how it eats. Whole. This is the Quibungo, a monster that roams the countryside of Bahia. Some say it's like the boogeyman, especially hunting naughty children. But honestly, even grown-ups don't want to run into it. To this day, folks from those parts walk faster when passing by bushes at night. Just in case, the Quibungo is hungry. Legend 5. The Cabra Cabriola. This legend comes from Piauí, but many say it also haunts parts of Pernambuco and other areas of the Brazilian Northeast. It begins with a mother who worked night shifts and had no choice but to leave her 2 sons home alone while she was away. Every night, she gave them the house key, just in case they needed to leave quickly for any emergency. One night, after she had left for work, the boys heard a knock at the door. The older brother asked, "Who is it?" But there was no answer. The knocking continued, slow, steady, almost impatient. Again he asked, "Who's there?" Still silence. Now suspicious, the boy didn't open the door, but curiosity got the better of him. He decided to peek under the door, and what he saw made his blood run cold. Hooves. Goat hooves. Terrified, he kept watching, and suddenly 2 glowing yellow eyes stared back at him. He jumped back, panicked, and started pushing furniture against the door, trying to block it. But then he remembered something even worse. The window in his younger brother's room was still open. He ran to the bedroom, praying he wasn't too late. When he got there, the window was closed. His brother was still asleep. Everything looked normal. The knocking had stopped. The boy tried to calm down, but he couldn't sleep. He lay awake all night, eyes fixed on his brother, his mind racing with questions. What had he seen? Was the danger really gone? Eventually, exhaustion took over and he drifted off. But then, he woke to a sound. A wet, sickening noise. He looked toward the bed, and there, in the dim light, was a horrifying creature, half human, half goat, crouched over his brother's body, devouring him. Frozen with fear, the boy knew he couldn't run. So he did the only thing he could. He stayed completely still, pretending to sleep. The creature finished its gruesome meal, stood up, and walked out of the room. As it left, it gently closed the door behind it. The boy stayed motionless for hours. When the sun finally rose, and his mother still hadn't returned, he worked up the courage to leave the room. But what he found chilled him even more. His mother was in the living room, lifeless, slumped on the couch. Next to her was a note. It read, "Smart move, pretending to sleep. That's the only reason you're still alive. But I'm not done with you. I'm the Cabra Cabriola. I feed on good people. I feed on bad people. I choose. If you leave here alive, know this. I'm still watching, and I'm still hungry." Ever since, the legend of the Cabra Cabriola has haunted the Northeast. A creature that chooses its victims without mercy and doesn't care if you're innocent. And those were the 5 Brazilian urban legends that are sure to keep you up at night. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And of course, share it with your friends who love a good, spine-chilling story. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's the perfect time to join the channel. I'll keep bringing you stories and legends that will spark your imagination. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.